Hi there, Pisces Sun and Rising. Welcome to your July 2023 Astro Update. It's Rena here. Alrighty then, what is happening? Well, okay, so you're a water sign. Cancer is the sun sign for the first 3 weeks of the month, or well, 2.5, we would say. And that trines both the sun and the ascendant. So that's a friendly angle. And you're going to have some energy in the seventh house, which is the relationship house, in the sign of Virgo, your opposite sign. But let's start at the beginning of the month with the full moon at 11 degrees of Capricorn. This is another friendly angle called a sextile. And this is coming from the 11th house for you. This is the house of friendships and group associations. And it's so funny because I just did Virgo's reading, and this is like a mirror image since it's your opposite sign. So they have it in the 5th, you have it in the 11th. The 11th house is the house of friendships and groups. You may find out something about a friend, some news, a secret. You could be letting go of a group that you belong to, a group of friends, or an organization that you belong to. Or it could be that this is the house of gains. So from a financial standpoint, you could be gaining some money, which would be really awesome. Maybe you're starting to profit from or gain profit from your career or your business. And, this could be the harvest time with the full moon here. But anyway, this is something that is coming to fruition or coming to a head, the aforementioned issues. On the 10th, Mars goes into Virgo, into that 7th house. So for the first 10 days of the month, you have Mars in Leo, and actually Mercury goes into Leo the very next day after Mars goes into Virgo. So on the 11th, Mercury goes into your 6th house. The 6th house is the house of Virgo in astrology. So it's an earth house. It deals with practical matters, and work is associated with this house, like your job or the type of work you're doing, your health, and that includes Mercury is actually the ruler of the 6th house. So health matters could be something that you are thinking about. You've had Mars here. So there maybe you have been working overtime and now, or having some kind of, with Mars, when Mars was in the 6th house, and again, will be for the first 10 days, there may have been some kind of conflict. And now with Mercury coming in on the 11th, you may have some kind of mediator, or maybe there is some kind of an agreement, a contract, something to kind of prevent what has been happening. So an example would be, let's say you had some problem with a coworker and you are, trying to deal with that. Well, it's not necessarily that easy to deal with these matters because obviously, sometimes you might have the boss take the side of the other person. Even if you are wronged, they may favor that person. So sometimes you have to get like a mediator or a human resource person, whatever. And there is, with Mars in the 7th house, there could be some situation that is a legal matter and you're fighting a case. You know what I mean? This can also involve conflict with a partner because this is the house of committed partnership. Now, again, it doesn't have to be these things. So if you are someone who is in a shaky relationship, check your tone, check your behavior, Pisces, because you could inadvertently create this kind of drama based on, not really wanting to, but just kind of like not paying attention, taking the temperature of the room. What's that saying when they're saying taking the temp? No, that's not it. Um, I can't think of the term when you are aware of what reading the room. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, so getting back to Mars in the seventh house, it might be that you're spending more time with your partner. Maybe because you did have Mars in the sixth house, if you were working overtime, you might be like, now I don't have to do that. It was just like a temporary thing, and you can do more things with your partner. Mars can be, being active. So it doesn't have to be something bad. Let me put it that way. On the 17th, the new moon is at almost 25 degrees of Cancer. So, fellow water sign, the first water sign, this is in your fifth house of love and creativity, a new artistic project. Pisces are definitely artistic, at least I would say the majority of you in some way. Maybe you're doing something new in that regard. Maybe you are falling in love, or, just part of the process. You had Mars through here already. So, and Venus, a while back. But yeah, that might have been something that was really romantic and hot and heavy. And now you're getting into it to a higher degree. It's not just kind of a fling, it's like the real deal. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Leo. So the sun goes into this practical area. And this is important because we have the Venus retrograde. And Venus will be in this sixth house for quite a while. And when I say quite a while, I mean quite a while, because Venus actually went into Leo in early June, if I'm not mistaken, and it's not going to leave Leo until early October. So usually Venus is only in one sign for 3.5 weeks when it's not retrograding. So there's something about your work environment, and this could be like whether you're harmonizing with others, because like I said, Mars was there, and maybe there was some kind of a bad apple in the workplace that kind of spoiled the bunch, and maybe it's going to take time for that person to leave the scene, leave the building. Whatever is going on, harmony will eventually get restored. Venus can also be about money. So if there's any kind of money disputes, that could be featured at this time as well. So just, keeping this in mind. Yeah, so when Venus is retrograding, you may be rethinking the type of work that you do, whether your values support it. Now, Pisces, Pisces rules the 12th house, which can be hospitals. So I don't think it's uncommon to see Pisces people, male and female, who are nurses in particular, who are working in hospitals in general. And it's not a given that you may really feel comfortable with what you're doing in that environment. That's just one example. And you might feel like, is it, I'm making a lot of money, but is it really, am I really aligned to it still? And so anyway, that's just, I just gave an example based on what I think is pretty commonplace for Pisces to work in, that particular field in healthcare. Um, but it could be anything, really. I mean, and money may be something. I don't think the average Pisces person is materialistic in the classic sense of the word, but Pisces isn't a sign that really wants to have to budget. Obviously, this is a generalization. I feel that Pisces is, because it's a sign that it isn't about structures, that it doesn't want to, it wants to feel that sense of complete, that eternal now moment that doesn't involve thinking about the future or planning for the future. And, the ancient ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, so that feeling of continual abundance, that's just how I see it, anyhow. Some Pisces people might be very frugal. But anyway, so on the 28th, Mercury goes into Virgo. And so that is your seventh house. Mercury can be some kind of negotiations because Libra is the ruler of the seventh and can deal with that in particular. Something that's going back and forth. Some kind of document. It could be a marriage license. It could be a divorce decree. Who knows? It could be, any of those things. But yeah, that's what's happening. Pisces. And I hope that you have enjoyed this. And if you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.